back in the day as KNUT Secretary General, the issue of TSC and KNUT never end. So where do we draw the line? Where is the beef between KNUT and Secretary General? Does it mean that you have duplication of roles and duties? Who is more superior than the other?
None is superior than the other. Teacher Service Commission is an employer that was created out of agitation of Kenyan National Union of Teachers.
Yes.
Of course, in 1965 and 66, and with clear recognition agreement on how to relate in terms of collective grievances, collective bargaining agreement is guided by a well-negotiated and well-grounded recognition agreement, which TSC attempted to amend the other day, and TSC has promoted multiplicity and creation of many unions so that they can dissipate and disorganize the voice of teachers. But of course, looking at Kenya since 1957 has had one of the most united, forceful, and thoroughly organized teachers' union. And a country where there is a strong union, it will always register good outcomes in education. So a strong union translates to quality education outcomes. And that is why Kenya has been ranked as was ranked as number one for a long time in Global Competitiveness Index in terms of quality and access the last 7 years. And after the last 7 years, we've declined up to position number 7. And TSC is almost the only national employer of teachers all over the world, and courtesy of Kenya National Union of Teachers. And in 2010,
yes,
I personally, together with my team, agitated for independent status of TSC. It was not independence from the Ministry of Education and independence from the government of Kenya and independence from teachers. It was the independence of the teaching profession, particularly with respect to allocation of funds from the exchequer, that they can be funded directly from the exchequer without having necessarily to pass through other bureaucratic process, which we achieved. But the ineptitude of the leadership that occupied Teacher Service Commission and which occupies up to now, interpreted independence to mean that they are government on their own. They even cannot listen. They cannot collaborate with the ministry. They cannot listen to the teachers, and created an imperial attitude over teachers, and even originated policies that are not in law with an imagination that they have the mandate drawn from the Constitution to do things independently. Chapter 15, independent constitutional commissions, does not mean independence from the people of Kenya, and of course lack of collaboration with government. The Presidential Working Party identified teacher demotivation, teachers' low morale, it's at the lowest, as one of the items of concern. And that originated from the Kenya Kwanza Education Charter, which the President signed and appended his signature. And therefore, a whole chapter on teacher management going into the future is in the report of the Presidential Working Party, arising from the concerns and submissions. And the submissions of Kenyans, which are contained in the Presidential Working Party report, a document that has been approved by the President, recommends that TSC should be refashioned so that it can concentrate on human resource work.
Yes.
That is payment of salaries, employment of teachers, deployment, promotion. That is a mandate of TSC.
What about KNUT?
It cannot do...
What about KNUT?
Of course, KNUT exists within its own legal space as provided for in the Labor Relations Act and Article 41 of the Constitution, to work as a trade union to represent workers, which today, I'm very proud with the position they took yesterday. They have spoken the hearts of teachers, the hearts of Kenyans, and the hearts of professionals in the education sector who believe in the Presidential Working Party in education and reform. So the recommendations contained in the Presidential Working Report is a product of Kenyans, and those are the only recommendations that the CS Machogu should be able to take the pieces of legislations emanating from that report to the cabinet in readiness to be taken to Parliament. What TSC are doing is procedural within government. It has no connection. I wonder whether they have even briefed the CS himself. Because nobody at the Teacher Service Commission can sit in the cabinet. It is only the Minister for Education.